The phantom isle that never existed. On the 17th, a satellite sweep over the South Pacific recorded something extraordinary, a landmass appearing where no island had ever been charted. Small yet clearly defined, it spanned nearly 3 kilometers in diameter, edged by foamy white surf, with a deep green interior that cast a distinct shadow across the ocean surface. The coordinates were promptly relayed to a geological survey team for confirmation. But within 12 hours, it was gone. Not submerged, not hidden by cloud cover, simply vanished. The coordinates were promptly relayed to a geological survey team for confirmation. But within 12 hours, it was gone. Not submerged, not hidden by cloud cover, simply vanished. The images, however, were indisputable. Several satellites had captured identical frames: the shoreline, the outline, even what appeared to be vegetation. A few early analyses mentioned a strange geometric form along the western cliffs, perhaps a structure, perhaps an illusion. When a reconnaissance aircraft later reached those same coordinates, all that greeted them was open sea, vast, deep, and featureless. Thousands of meters of water beneath, no reef, no volcanic rise, no tectonic shift, no sandbank, no record, official or otherwise, of any landmass ever existing there. But the island had been seen not only from orbit. A private yacht sailing through that region reported direct visual contact. The crew described it as eerily peaceful, not silent, but untouched by time. Birds circled overhead. Driftwood floated near the shore. One sailor swore they saw a brief glimmer of light deep within the treeline. As they drew closer, a thick, oily fog began to form. Unnatural, heavy, impenetrable. Within minutes, visibility dropped to nothing. The captain ordered the engines slowed. Horns cut through the haze. Then, just as suddenly as it appeared, the fog dispersed. The island was gone. No coastline, no reki, no waves to suggest movement. Only endless, flat water. Their instruments detected nothing unusual. The GPS malfunctioned, looping the same coordinates repeatedly, like time itself had faltered. The video logs were unusable, corrupted beyond repair. Only a fragment of audio remained, a faint whisper captured through the deck microphone. It didn't want us to remember. In the years that followed, ships navigating that same expanse reported strange, fleeting flickers on the horizon, visible only through peripheral vision. Not mirages, not tricks of memory, but something that seemed to return again and again, until noticed, and then, just as before, disappear. What began as a routine observation had become one of the ocean's most enduring enigmas, the island that was, and then wasn't. The abyss that turns. At depths beyond 8,000 meters, instruments began to distort. Readings twisted, sonar returning ghostly echoes or nothing at all. Submersibles descending into that darkness often reported strange disruptions in their sensors. But the true enigma didn't reveal itself until the Calyptra expedition of 2014. At the start of that dive, everything appeared flawless. Systems green, compasses steady, gyroscopes perfectly aligned. The small two-person vessel, designed for trench exploration, began its slow spiral into the abyss, its beams cutting thin paths through the endless cold. At around 9,200 meters, the lead pilot noticed something unsettling. Not a tremor in the craft, but in the compass itself. The needle twitched sharply west, paused for 3 seconds, then corrected. Moments later it jerked again, east, then south, before whirling wildly. Assuming a calibration fault, they logged the anomaly and continued. Yet when the pod resurfaced 4 hours later, unease replaced logic. The data logs revealed that all external instruments had functioned perfectly throughout the dive. No solar flare, no geomagnetic interference, no natural cause. The disruption had been local, confined, impossibly precise. When the compass was removed and examined back at sea level, it was clear something was wrong. The needle no longer stopped spinning. It turned slowly, endlessly, a motion without purpose, like an ancient process that refused to end. The team replaced the instrument. But over the next month, 5 additional compasses used within that same trench malfunctioned identically. Some cracked from within. Others trembled subtly, as if vibrating to a hidden pulse. One, recovered weeks later, bore faint spiral markings etched into its brass casing, shallow but deliberate. No one had engraved them. They hadn't existed before. The design mirrored orbital decay, a curling pattern suggesting a force twisting unseen fields, tugging not only at metal but at the flow of time itself. Before long, the divers began experiencing more than equipment failure. Some reported dizziness. Others heard rhythmic pulses or saw flashes of light where total darkness should reign. One described it as if the trench itself was humming. Another claimed it felt like standing inside a vast turning mechanism, its unseen gears grinding just beyond perception. Whatever lingers in that narrow depth does not rest easily. It communicates without sound or light, only through distortion, rotation, and pull. It moves deliberately, drawing pressure, memory, and direction toward its unseen heart. And within its reach, even orientation ceases to exist. Somewhere south of the Pitcairn, something turns and keeps turning.